The Red Sox snapped their losing streak with a 9-4 win over the Mariners on Tuesday night, but after another shaky start from Nick Pivetta and non-committal answers from Alex Cora, has his time in the rotation come to an end?
You are Locked On Red Sox, your daily Boston Red Sox podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for making Locked On Red Sox your first listen of every single day. I'm your host, NESN's Lauren Willand, and not NESN anymore. Today was my last day with NESN. It was a very, very bittersweet day. I do start my new job with Mass Live on Monday, so I'm your host, just Lauren of Locked On Red Sox. But there is some good news with the Red Sox in the sense that they snapped their 4-game losing streak. There's still some bad news when it comes to the pitching because this was a chance for Nick Pivetta to kind of prove that, hey, I do belong in this rotation and I don't want to move to the bullpen. And he looked like he was going to do that. It looked really good from the start. He was definitely feeling himself. He looked in control and in command. And I was like, all right, he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's really, really ticked off. And he's going to use that and put that into a very good start. And it just didn't happen. So he threw 3 scoreless innings. So I was like, hell yeah, let's go, Nick Pivetta. Like, rebound from your crappy start. Let's go. And then the 4th inning happened and it all fell apart for him. He gave up 4 runs, including a home run. And I was just like, man, you had it. You had it right there. You don't want to go into the bullpen. I 100% understand that. And I did toy with the idea of potentially putting Tanner Houck in the bullpen. I said that on Tuesday's episode. But now it's like, does it make the most sense to put Nick Pivetta in there? I don't know. And I don't really think Alex Cora knows either. Pivetta really needed to make a case to stay in this rotation, and he just could not do it. But at the end of the day, he did get the win. He threw 5 1/3 innings. He allowed 4 runs on 6 hits with 6 strikeouts. But those 4 runs nearly got him into a lot of trouble. The Red Sox, I was looking at this offense and I was like, come on, you put up 4 runs in the first, get that momentum going. Thankfully, they did in the 5th inning, and then they added a few more runs later in the game. But after Pivetta's start, it didn't really seem like it was enough for Alex Cora to commit to Pivetta making another start when he's up again in the rotation when they play the Angels next week. After the game, Cora said that the Red Sox did not have the rotation set for Anaheim. And my guess would be is that he probably wants to see how the others perform, Kluber, Bayo, Houck, though I don't really think Bayo is on the hook to go to the bullpen. You also have Garrett Whitlock coming back after a strong start in Worcester. He threw 4 innings, allowed 1 run on 5 hits, struck out 4, and did not walk anyone. So that was very encouraging to see. So we'll see. I think a lot depends on what happens over the next few games, but Pivetta obviously didn't do enough for Alex Cora to commit to his next start. So see what happens. Brian Bayo is on the bump tonight on Wednesday. They're off Thursday. And then they head to San Diego for a set against the Padres before taking on the Angels. So it's obvious Pivetta is on thin ice. I'm not breaking any news here with that. And I think that after watching his start, maybe he is just better served out of the bullpen, giving you an inning or two. But you could say the same with Tanner Houck. So it's very interesting to see what Alex Cora will do. Maybe they'll use Tanner Houck as an opener, get through the lineup the first time, bring Nick Pivetta in. There's options, and it's a good problem to have. It would be a better problem to have if everyone was pitching better, I guess. But thankfully, the offense on Tuesday came alive. They helped Pivetta get that win. They put 4 runs on the board in the 1st inning, which started with a very nice hustle play by Alex Verdugo. He got a lot of credit in this game. We're going to talk about him more in the second segment of the show, but real nice play by him. But after that 1st inning, the bats kind of went cold. Seattle crawled back, tied the game, and it almost looked like it was going to be one of those games like, here we go again. The Red Sox just couldn't do enough to win, but thankfully that was not the case. 3 runs in the 5th, 1 in the 7th, and another one in the 8th helped lift the Red Sox to victory. Masataka Yoshida went 2 for 5. Jarren Duran went 2 for 4 with 2 RBI and a home run. He's done such a 180, and maybe this is just a good hot streak that he's on. I don't care. I like what I'm seeing from Duran. I think that he's done a lot of growing up physically, mentally, and he's just really changed the way he plays the game. So I love that he's been able to contribute to this team. I love that we're able to talk about him and not be like, oh, he went at fans again. Oh, he misplayed a ball because he didn't hustle for it or anything like that. he looks like he's ready to be a Major League Baseball player. And I'm excited to see how this continues and how he continues to grow. Hopefully it's in a positive direction, but love the way that he's just contributing to this team. And then, of course, Verdugo went 2 for 4. He had 3 runs. And speaking of Verdugo, he was a huge part of this Red Sox team bouncing back even before Tuesday's game started. And we'll talk about that in our second segment of the Locked On Red Sox podcast, just as soon as I tell you about Sorare. Sorare is a revolutionary fantasy baseball and marketplace transforming fans into owners with officially licensed digital cards featuring players from across every single MLB team. Unlike other fantasy baseball platforms, Sorare managers truly own their fantasy experience, collecting, buying, selling, and competing with other players across against global opponents to win epic rewards. Win or lose, you still own your cards. And the best part, there's no cost to play. Plus, the more you win, the more you advance, collecting increasingly powerful cards and accessing next level competitions and rewards. Sorare also has partnered with MLB All-Stars Juan Soto and Julio Rodriguez to serve as their brand ambassadors. And they're featured in the current brand campaign that Sorare is running right now, and both will engage with the Sorare community throughout the MLB season. Game weeks happen twice weekly. They span about a 3 to 4 day cycle, and at the end of game weeks, Sorare MLB managers who rank at or near the top of the leaderboards win a variety of rewards, which can include Sorare scarcity cards, game tickets, merchandise, signed jerseys, and VIP experiences like meeting MLB All-Stars. Prizes may vary depending on the competition. Head to sorare.com/lockedon. That's spelled SORARE.com to draft your team of free player cards, set up your lineup, and start competing today to win epic rewards. Again, that's sorare.com/lockedon to start playing today. So we mentioned how Alex Verdugo was a big part of Tuesday's win. And it started well before first pitch was even thrown. And that's because he held a players-only meeting. He spoke with WEEI's Rob Bradford afterward about how everything transpired. The article is fantastic. You get a good glimpse into this players-only meeting that Verdugo called. It was basically him saying, bring the energy and bring that energy whether we win or lose. He also said it was his first time kind of calling any type of meeting like that. So he was a little nervous, but he mentioned to Bradford that guys really seem to like it. They really seem to be listening to him and kind of take in what he was saying. And he told them, let's root for the guys in front of you and behind you and get on the same page of just playing the ball, man. The whole year we have played, it hasn't been just one game carrying the team. It has been everybody contributing, everybody firing and helping out. And he said that a lot of guys really were like just tuned in, really liked what he had to say. And that meeting took place after Tuesday's batting practice. So it must have sparked something in this Red Sox offense. It must have sparked something in the Red Sox team as a whole. And I think it started with Verdugo because he began the first inning with a broken bat dribbler that he hustled out with a little help from a bobble by Colton Wong. But after he was on base, the Red Sox responded by scoring 4 runs. And he really hustled. He really wanted to reach first base. He wanted to take advantage of that tiniest bobble by Colton Wong. And I think that's kind of where we see the Red Sox make the difference in the game. And they did respond by scoring 4 runs. They took advantage of the Mariners making that small error, which probably if Alex Verdugo is not hustling and not hustling the way, or even just running the way that he usually does, he's probably out. And who knows how this game goes from there. But just to see that start off the game like that really set the tone. And Cora even said after the game that set the tempo. And if you remember, Alex Verdugo was called out by Cora at the end of the 2022 season, and Cora said they were going to push him. They were going to push him to be a better player, a faster player. Clearly, it's worked because he just looks like a completely different player. He did say that he's more physically in shape. He also had some injuries last year that we found out about, but clearly when he's healthy, he is a very good player for this Red Sox team. And to know that he called that meeting because he didn't like what he was seeing from the Red Sox the last few games, I don't think really many people were happy with what they were watching. And it goes back to Jake and I would say this, that fans and everyone just wants to watch competitive baseball. And the Red Sox were not playing good baseball the last few days and against teams that they absolutely should be playing good against. You get swept by the Cardinals and you have the opportunity to take 2 out of 3 from them. You have those in the bag. And unfortunately, you couldn't get it done, but you can't live in the past. And you're just looking at Tuesday's game alone, how much different they played. They were playing with fire under them. You had Jarren Duran contributing. You had Yoshida continuing to be really strong at the plate. And then Verdugo leading off the game. I think he fits very, very well in that leadoff position. And then taking on kind of that leadership role. Kike Hernandez, who, yes, he is one of the leaders on this team. He is hurt. He was not in the lineup on Tuesday. He is returning to the lineup Wednesday to close out the series against the Mariners. But Verdugo to come in here, to, even as nervous as he was, to call that meeting and say, we need to play better baseball, bring the energy, and the energy certainly was brought. So good on Verdugo. Hopefully that momentum can carry into Wednesday's game and we can kind of see that same spark, that same fire. Tristan Casas is out of the lineup. I think we're starting to see better at-bats from him. And I don't know if better at-bats is even the right term because he is showing that plate patience. It's just a matter of him not making the contact that I think fans desperately want. I've already seen so many calls for him to go back to Worcester, but I think it's just you have to ride with him for the rest of the season. Yes, he's going to have growing pains in his first Major League Baseball season. He's only 23, but I think he's doing just fine. I think that there's not really any major reason to send him to Worcester. At the end of the day, you have to just fight through these struggles with him. I don't think the Red Sox don't really seem all that worried about where he's at. Yes, you want that batting average to go up 100%. And I think that we're going to see that come June, come July. You just have to be patient with him. And every time I preach patience, I feel like a hypocrite because I am not a patient person in the least bit, but good for Verdugo for seeing something he doesn't like, trying to rally the troops, and that's exactly what he did. Maybe you just need to hold a players-only meeting after every batting practice and just say, bring the energy, boys. That can be your little rally cry. Print the t-shirts. Let's go. Let's get this series closed out. Let's win the series, end it on a high note before you head to the West Coast. I think fans would be happy taking the series from the Mariners before heading out west and just kind of carrying that momentum, keeping that momentum on your side and leaving Boston with a win. We're going to end this show on the Mental Health Minute. We're trying to get back into that groove of ending it on the Mental Health Minute. But before we do that, I just wanted to take a minute to tell you about Birddogs. So if you're somebody who's into fit, comfort, and versatility, then Birddogs is the brand for you. I just got mine in the mail the other day, and these are by far the comfiest shorts that I own. I wear them to the gym. I can wear them outside if I'm doing yard work. I can wear them if company's coming over. They're versatile, they're comfortable, and they're fit. They fit like a glove. I oftentimes have difficulty finding clothes that fit me, and these, like I said, fit like a glove. I could not be happier with Birddogs right now. And you should feel comfortable and confident in what you wear. So you don't have to sacrifice feeling confident for being comfortable or vice versa, because in Birddogs, they say look good, feel good. And that is the vibe I get with Birddogs. Their stretchy fabric ensures that they fit my legs perfectly. I'm 5'2", I'm all leg, and they fit perfectly. I now have a go-to company when I want to find something that's comfortable, that's versatile, and I know that will fit me. And if you don't believe me, the host of Pardon My Take famously never wear pants, and they only wear shorts. And guess what shorts they are? Yes, they are Birddogs, and they truly love them. And my friends who love college football, and some of them are dads, and they say that these are the perfect pants for dads because they make them look great. They make them feel comfortable. Plus the fabric. Listen, if you're going to go out tailgating, these are the perfect pants and shorts for that occasion. So go to birddogs.com/LockedOnMLB. And when you enter the promo code LockedOnMLB, they'll throw in a custom Birddogs Yeti style tumbler with every order. I have one of those too. I carry it with me everywhere. My emotional support water bottle just broke, and this one came in just in time. So it is now taking on the burden of being my new emotional support water bottle. Plus, who doesn't love a free tumbler? So go to birddogs.com/LockedOnMLB. Use promo code LockedOnMLB to get your order started and get that free tumbler. So for today's Mental Health Minute, I just wanted to talk about a book I just finished reading. It's called For Kolb. And if you don't know the story of Colby Cave, he was an NHL player who tragically passed away of a cyst in his brain. And he was 25 years old. He was healthy. He played in the NHL. And his widow, Emily, wrote a book about her grief. And if you've been following her story, you've known about the grief that she's gone through, and she's shared the ups, the downs, the good, the ugly. She has shared so much of what she's gone through in the last 3 years. And she wrote a book, and I knew that her and Colby said this to each other, but the more she expanded on it in the book, I really, really liked the quote. And she said they had a motto that said, be someone that makes someone feels like a someone, or like be somebody who makes somebody feels like a somebody. And I just think it's a very good quote to to live by or just to have in your back pocket, because when someone makes you feel good, you probably want to return that favor. And sometimes just smiling at somebody, saying, have a good day, or complimenting their outfit, complimenting their hair, complimenting them in any way, you could completely change their mood. You could make their day. Sometimes it's the difference of somebody just being in a terrible mood and now being in an okay mood because some stranger was nice to them. And it's another reminder that you never know what someone is going through, and it's cost $0 to be kind to anyone. Go that extra mile. The extra mile is never all that crowded. So just, be somebody who can make someone's day, be somebody who can help somebody, be somebody who makes somebody feel like somebody. You never want to make anyone feel bad or potentially worse than they're already feeling. So that quote just really stuck with me. And it's something that, I do try to live by, and I try every day to, compliment somebody, do one random act of kindness. And hopefully, that puts good karma into the universe and keeps me safe from any bad karma. But, I do want to remind everyone out there that it's free to be kind, it's free to be nice, and you truly never know someone's story, and you never want to be the reason that somebody's day turns to absolute crap. So be the reason somebody's day turns completely around, and you fill them with positive thoughts, and you give them a better chance at a better day. Thank you for making Locked On Red Sox your first listen of every single day. For our everydayers, we will be back tomorrow recapping the series finale against the Mariners. And later this week, we will be doing a crossover with Javi from Locked On Padres. And I think he was our first crossover in the offseason. So all comes full circle. We'll be on with Javi this week as well. So I'm really excited about that. Keep you updated throughout the course of the week, what this bullpen will look like, the starting rotation, and everything in between. Make sure you check out all the other shows across the Locked On Network. Locked On Yankees, Locked On Mariners, Locked On Padres. Everyone does such a great job bringing you your baseball content Monday through Friday. And do not forget to check out Locked On Celtics. The Celtics begin their Eastern Conference final, Game 1 tonight against the Heat at TD Garden. Should be a really good game. Should be a great series. So make sure you check out Locked On Celtics to be sure that you're caught up with everything going on. We will see you tomorrow. And until then, we'll end this show how we always do. Keep the faith, and let's go Red Sox.